This news blast is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Equality Project, which will be holding Free Shop Spring Edition 2025 in the community room of the upper floor at the Meadville Public Library on May 9th and 10th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Community members are encouraged to drop off their gently used clothing, blankets, kitchen items, games, toys, books, and so much more either day of the event. Members of the community may gather the donated items and take them home for free. For details, visit the Pennsylvania Equality Project website at paequality.com. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the evening news blast for March 10th, 2025. Ontario's Premier, the leader of Canada's most populous province, announced that effective Monday it is charging 25% more for electricity to 1.5 million Americans in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's trade war. Ontario provides electricity to Minnesota, New York, and Michigan. I will not hesitate to increase this charge. If the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to shut the electricity off completely, Ontario Premier Doug Ford said at a news conference in Toronto. Believe me when I say I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people who didn't start this trade war. It's one person who is responsible. It's President Trump. Ford said Ontario's tariff would remain in place despite the 1-month reprieve from Trump, noting a 1-month pause means nothing more but uncertainty. Quebec is also considering taking similar measures with electricity exports to the United States. Ford's office said that the new market rules require any generator selling electricity to the United States to add a 25% surcharge. Ontario's government expects it to generate revenue of roughly $208,000 US dollars to $277,000 US dollars per day, which will be used to support Ontario workers, families, and businesses. The new surcharge is in addition to their federal government's initial $30 billion Canadian or 21 US billion dollars worth of retaliatory tariffs that have been applied on items like American orange juice, peanut butter, coffee, appliances, footwear, cosmetics, motorcycles. You know what? You'd almost be better off showing up at Free Shop to get all this stuff at this point because, it's going to get really expensive. And the Canadians don't want to buy the U.S. stuff anymore because of the tariffs. So, Trump launched a new trade war last week by imposing tariffs against Washington's 3 biggest trading partners, drawing immediate retaliation from Mexico, Canada, and China, and sending financial markets into a tailspin. Trump later said he has postponed 25% tariffs on many goods from Canada and Mexico for a month amid widespread fears of a broader trade war. Ford estimated it will add approximately 100 Canadian dollars or 69 US dollars a month to the bills of each American affected. It needs to end until these tariffs are off the table, until the threat of tariffs is gone for good. Ontario will not relent, Ford said. Ford said Trump changes his mind every day, but if he continues to attack Canada, he will do everything it takes to maximize the pain. Trump's trade war and his talk of making Canada the 51st U.S. state have infuriated Canadians who are booing the American anthem at National Hockey League and National Basketball Association games. Some are canceling trips south of the border, and many are avoiding buying American goods when they can. Ford's progressive conservative government just won re-election by standing up for Canada against Trump. Ford said the Canadian province of Alberta should agree to put an export tax on oil. Alberta provides 4.3 million barrels of oil a day to the United States. That's our news blast. For further details on this story, see the article on our Blue Sky page. Up next is the weathercast for the Meadville area here on PEP Radio.